Good morning from Port St. Lucie. This is Professor Tefero for Chinese History Overview, lesson number 5. Today we're going to examine some of the contributions of the major dynasties of China, and we're going to begin with the Han Dynasty. The Han Dynasty developed a use of coal as an energy source within the country so that it increased the production of goods and services and provided energy for the Chinese people. In addition to the initiation of coal as an energy source, the Han Dynasty was famous for testing civil service exams. Now, every exam that you've ever seen in your life originated in the Han Dynasty. They invented testing. Testing was invented in China. And so the dynasty that was responsible for testing was the Han Dynasty. Basically, it was a Confucian idea to establish giving jobs to people who deserve them, which is not a bad idea. Let's move on to the next dynasty, which would be the Qin. The Qin dynasty did not last very long. It only lasted for about 15 to 20 years. However, they had some major accomplishments. The major accomplishment they're best remembered for is the Great Wall of China. And they got this Great Wall of China done by conscripting several million unhappy Chinese people to help build the walls. These people weren't asked to build the walls. They weren't paid to build the walls. They were just taken as prisoner by the millions in the Qin dynasty to build the Great Wall of China. So basically, they lived and died and were buried there. Their bones were part of the wall. A very unfortunate situation for millions of Chinese during this period. However, the end result was the Great Wall of China. In addition to the Great Wall of China, we have legalism. Legalism was putting down sets of laws that if you violated them, you had to pay the price, either in monetary forms or in prison. This went on into the future of China. They were basically taken from the Hammurabi Code, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. So the legal system was based basically on the ancient Sumerian legal system. Moving on to the next contributions of dynasties, we move on to the Sui dynasty. And the Sui dynasty was responsible for unifying China. China had been broken up into many tribes and minor kingdoms, and they had many little wars, this is my province, no, it's your province. And the Sui said, stop, let's all unify and work together as one dynasty. And they were successful in that aspect, but they were not successful in the long run. Then you have the Tang dynasty. The Tang dynasty was responsible for two major contributions of Chinese tech and civilization, and that would be medicine. Now, medicine was divided into physical medicine and herbal medicine. The physical medicine was when you actually cut off, a bad part of the body to make the rest of the body live. The onset of developing certain defenses against diseases that would kill you, like cancer. And then the Chinese herbal medicine phase was actually more important. They attacked hundreds of different diseases by utilizing herbs and other cures founded by the great Tang dynasty. After the Tang dynasty, you had the Sung dynasty, and the Sung dynasty was great for artwork and creating a certain degree of unity within China. However, the Sung dynasty made one classic mistake that haunted them for hundreds of years and led to their financial demise. And that simple little mistake was to value silver more than gold. Now, to you and I, that sounds idiotic, and you figure, how could anybody think that silver is more valuable than gold? Well, the ratio of silver to gold was an extremely important transaction in the Middle Ages. Some countries would give you 10 pieces of silver for a piece of gold. Other countries would give you 12 or 14. China gave out 16 pieces of silver to gold, and the Spanish took advantage of this miscalculation, and they pretty much gutted the entire Chinese treasury by buying up all the gold in China and giving them all the silver that they had accumulated, because the ratio was highly favorable to Spain. And then they went back to Europe and would sell the gold for 14, 16, 18 pieces of silver, and then take those profits and put them back into China. So China was on the wrong end of currency manipulation. They were not able to sustain their belief that silver was so valuable and that gold wasn't all that valuable. They were 100% wrong on that one. And that was not a contribution of the Song dynasty, but a big weakness. And so basically you have a few contributions from each of these major dynasties. Next time we're going to examine the Yuan dynasty, which is a major dynasty in the history of China under Genghis Khan and Kublai Khan, and why the Mongols were so important to Chinese history. They just didn't come in and destroy China. They came in and made numerous contributions to the Chinese civilization. But we'll be looking at that next time. And until then, this is Professor Tefero from Port St. Lucie, wishing you all a happy and healthy day. Take care.